Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live stream as part of our Adult Education Open Evening. I'm joined for this session by Marco and Emma from our higher education team. And unsurprisingly, today's session is about higher education. So we're going to be talking to you about the courses that we offer higher education courses in, the subject areas, and giving you a bit of an overview of what options are available to you and why studying at higher education level at Leicester College might be right for you. So I will hand over to Marco and Emma and let them talk a little bit more about that.
Great stuff, Nick. Thanks very much. I didn't realise we were first off. That's a real accolade to live up to. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Marco, the manager for higher education here at Leicester College. I work within the HE office at the college, and my colleague Emma also joins us for this presentation, and she'll be talking to you a little bit later. Basically, our job is to look after degree level courses and students across the whole of Leicester College, and we hope that this session provides you with a little bit of information about higher or degree level provision at Leicester College. This includes what degree level courses you can study from September 2021. We'll talk a little bit about why our students study with us, and we'll also communicate over to you some important information on financing your education and the application process as well. So Leicester College has a long and successful history of helping students achieve higher education qualifications, and many of our students are mature or adult learners, as we call them, who are often returning to study to gain new qualifications. Maybe they're retraining, or sometimes even changing careers, and that's often the trigger point for people to come back to education, to kind of upskill and renew their qualification level. And the one thing that we do know is that adult learners often have many other commitments to juggle alongside their studies. But the type of education you get here at Leicester College is different to studying at a university, and we believe it's a more preferable environment to study a degree in, particularly when you are a more mature learner, juggling all these kind of work-life balance commitments. So higher education includes our courses and qualifications that start at level 4, and level 4 is the level right above A-levels, advanced apprenticeships, or BTEC level 3 diplomas. Higher education is also known as university or degree level study, so it's called a number of different things, and these qualifications sit on the government ladder at level 4 to 6. And the courses at level 4 to 6, our higher education courses here at the college, are the same level or equivalent as studying an undergraduate degree at a university. Our course types include higher nationals, known as Pearson Edexcel or BTEC, higher nationals, and foundation degrees. They're at level 4 and level 5, and bachelor degrees at level 6. Now, one of the interesting things about national diplomas or degrees is that they are 2-year programs, but they're very flexible in that there is an opportunity to top up your qualification to a full bachelor's degree by studying on for a further 1 year to do a course that's called a top-up. So a higher national diploma or a foundation degree is normally 2 years of full-time study, and with 1 more year, you can top that up to an honours degree. So it's still 3 years to honours degree, but you have that lovely flexibility there. These top-up opportunities are available across all our level 5 courses, and many of our successful foundation degree and higher national diploma graduates go on to study 1 more year to get their honours degree. The only other course that we offer that's slightly different is a full Bachelor of Arts honours degree, a BA honours in acting, and uniquely that is a 2-year degree as opposed to a 3-year degree. So it's a really compressed degree program over 2 years with really high level of acting content. Okay, Nick, can you bring up slide 1 for me, please? Great stuff. So as you can see on the slide, here at Leicester College, we offer undergraduate courses in business, computing, travel and tourism, creative industries, which includes footwear, fashion, graphic design, photography, and artistic makeup and special effects. We offer a higher education course in engineering, in construction, in performing arts, music performance, and teacher education. Now, many of these courses are studied on a full-time basis. However, we do offer some as part-time or blended learning pathways, so you can study with further flexibility. Basically, we have 2 awarding bodies. They are the people that give you the certificate, and depending on your chosen course, graduates might either be awarded by Pearson Edexcel or our partner institution, De Montfort University. And De Montfort University award all of our foundation degree and honours degree provision. So slide 2, Nick, please. Nick, if you could put slide 2 on, thank you. Great stuff. I thought you'd fallen asleep there for a minute. So why study your degree at Leicester College? Well, academically, college provides you with a very similar experience that you would expect of a university, as these qualifications are standardized nationally. So there's no difference in the kind of level or pitch or depth or challenge of our higher education courses. Our tuition fees are slightly lower than those of a university, with the exception of a 2-year accelerated degree. But all our other full-time programs come in at about 6,165, so £6,000 per year, as opposed to the more common 9,250 at university. So in terms of our achievements, we're very proud of being able to deliver a high quality higher education offer. In 2018, we were awarded a Teaching Excellence Framework Gold from the government. We were one of 13 colleges to achieve this highest level recognition that rewards excellent teaching. You'll find that many of our if not most of our teaching staff are highly qualified and have a particular wealth of industry experience, and still hold good connections with local employers and professional networks. And really, the last thing to say about the type of courses that we do is that we try and keep a very clear line of sight to the world of work. Our vocational courses place emphasis on graduate attributes. So, we'll develop your employability skills, and we do this through setting you live briefs, so bringing companies in to set briefs and help us assess how you do on those live briefs. And we keep our teaching and learning content as relevant to industry as we possibly can. That's it from me. I'm now going to hand over to Emma, who's going to tell you a little bit more about access to tuition fees and the student experience.
Thanks a lot, Marco. So, as Marco was saying, one of the big questions is about how to fund your studies. The tuition fees are slightly lower at a college as opposed to university, but it's still expensive. So, like any other university and any other student going to university, you can apply for a tuition fee loan and maintenance loans to help you with living costs. Once you know what course you want to do, if you choose one of our courses at Leicester College, you can then start applying for your loans through Student Finance England. And you can get help and support with that through our welfare advisors as well at Leicester College, who could help you out with all the details of the course, how you apply through the means tested maintenance loan, and how that all works with you financially. As long as you meet all the criteria for Student Finance England, that is one of the biggest ways that people finance their studies at university level. If you might be applying for a course that's part-time, or your employer wants to put you through, upskill you through one of our courses, very often employers sponsor you to do that. That's one option. And also, if you do choose to do one of our courses and pay for it yourself, we also have direct debit schemes to help it become a little bit more broken up and affordable for you throughout the academic year. But if you are thinking of doing one of our courses and that's something that you really need a little bit more information about, you can contact the college, and we do have a welfare advisor team that are on hand to give you all the expert advice. One of the other things about coming to study at Leicester College is that we do have a lot of our students, our younger students particularly, do like to relocate and come to stay in Leicester, and often ask us about student accommodation. Now, most of our courses are awarded by De Montfort University, and through that relationship with the university, you can access De Montfort University's accommodation services. So once you apply, if you're applying to one of those courses that is a DMU award, you will then have access to their services. We'll provide you with all the contact details and things that you need to get that ball rolling. And because Leicester does have two larger universities as well, it has a huge amount of private accommodation as well. So we will be able to provide you with a lot of information about the private accommodation that you can get in the city of Leicester. What we do recommend, though, is if you are looking to relocate or need student accommodation in the city and you're thinking of moving into student halls, is to get in touch with us at the college first in the HE office, and we can advise you where to look for accommodation as well, because it is a big city and you want to make sure that your accommodation is near to the college or De Montfort University itself. In addition, students on De Montfort University awarded programmes also benefit from accessing additional facilities that the university provides. So whilst you're studying in the Leicester College environment and being taught at Leicester College, you can also access some of De Montfort University's facilities whilst you're studying. This includes access to non-subject based facilities predominantly. So that's the city centre campus library, the Kimberlin Library. You also get access to De Montfort University Student Union and all their societies. There's hundreds of them. And also their career services and employability skills services and academic support and things like that. So there is a kind of double whammy of what you can get in terms of student experience if you're on one of those programs. In terms of experience as a student as well, you can perhaps expect a more personal and focused study experience through Leicester College and the Leicester College higher education community. So the higher education community includes things like student representation. So each of our courses has student reps, and we provide centralised student enrichment for our higher education students and separate academic skills support as well. Part of that experience also includes shared spaces. So we have dedicated study spaces just for our undergraduate students. We have a higher education hub at St Margaret's campus, and each campus also has specific spaces for degree level students to go and have a bit more private study time. And just like you would expect at any other university as well, we offer our students a graduation experience once you've completed your studies successfully, which is an amazing event, and it does make you feel like you've just you have achieved your fantastic degree, and we do celebrate that with you at the end of your study. But in terms of, Nick, I think we've got a couple of slides with some examples of students' comments on. So when our students leave us, they often describe their experience better than we can. And here are a couple of examples of last year's students and what they said about studying their degree with us. So particularly our ex-students normally tell us that they appreciate the development of academic skills in our programmes, being given the opportunity to go on to top up programmes as well, so they can, that flexibility of being able to complete either a foundation degree or a higher national diploma, but then also being able to have that choice of going on to top it up to a full degree as well. And they also appreciate that the lecturers are very industry experienced, and also that we have smaller class sizes as well. So that's a few of the things that you could probably expect as a student at Leicester College with us. Thanks a lot, Nick. So one of the other big questions is about entry requirements, quite an important one if you're thinking of doing a degree. We do tend to have competitive entry requirements, not because courses are any easier, they're standardised, but it's because at Leicester College we're fairly confident that we're able to provide a supportive learning environment that helps students who might not think higher education is initially for them, but actually it is. All of our full-time programmes ask for around between 32 and 112 UCAS points, which normally equates to the equivalent of at least one full level 3 qualification in a related subject to what you're applying for. And many of our applicants are adult, mature learners. So we also have entry for non-standard requirements as well. So if you have grades that do not match the entry requirements that are specified, we consider relevant experience, work experience, and the ability for applicants to demonstrate the ability to study at degree level. So regardless of your grades and history, because it could have been that you were at school a very long time ago, but you've been in employment for a long time and you've got the skills, you just need to be able to apply them and get those get the extra qualifications. So in terms of applying, it's always best to apply and then find out, rather than kind of being unsure and not thinking that you're able to do that course. All the details of our standard entry requirements are on the website for every single one of our courses on the Leicester College website, and also on UCAS for all of our full-time programmes. There might be an additional requirement for GCSE Maths and English at level 2 as well. So predominantly, most of our courses do have a requirement for at least one of those 2 qualifications. But a lot of our students are also able to study and gain their level 2 English or Maths alongside the first year of their degree. Because we are a further education college as well, we can offer you that at the same time. In terms of applying, the words UCAS can be a little bit scary, especially if you're an adult and you've not been in the college and school system for a while. All of our full-time courses, in fact, are on UCAS, and students apply to them generally through UCAS. You'll find guidance on how to apply correctly on the course information pages of the website or the current prospectus. It does sound a little bit daunting when we use the phrases UCAS, because if you're returning to education after a long time, you've not necessarily got the support mechanisms in place for you to help fill that big form in, and there's a lot of details. So our advice is not to worry. We can always assist you with the application process. We try and make it as simple for applicants as possible. We have a careers team on hand who are experts and help our current students with the application process, and they can also help applicants that want to apply to Leicester College. Now, if you are thinking of applying just to Leicester College, it's not something that we put our applicants through, so do get in contact with us and we'll tell you how to apply. It can be very straightforward. So that's pretty much about it from us in terms of all the details. I think I'm going to hand back to Nick now for any further questions that you might have for us. Thanks, Nick.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's great, guys. Thanks so much for giving us a bit of an insight into all the options available in terms of adult courses at higher education level. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into really a wealth of options that college, and some of the reasons why it might be a good choice for you to study at higher education level. So one thing I should have mentioned at the start of this broadcast, please, if you have any questions, because I know a lot of specific questions might come up around this area, please feel free to comment on the Facebook feed or the YouTube feed, and we'll do our best to answer them in the last section of this presentation. In the meantime, we've put together a few questions that tend to come up when we start discussing higher education. So I'll just throw a couple of those out there to you guys, and if you can just try and give us a bit of an insight, that would be great. So we'll start off with UCAS that Emma was just touching on a little bit about applications. If the UCAS deadline has passed, can people still apply for our courses, or will they need to wait for clearing?
Absolutely, you can apply anytime is the short answer. So the UCAS deadline that's in January is a very kind of, it's not really a deadline that applies to us as a college. We still have all of our courses open to application. So if you have a UCAS application in progress and you want to apply via UCAS to one of our full-time courses, you still have the options to add one of our courses to your choices through UCAS Extra, and you can get an offer onto a course through our direct application process, and then we'll guide you on how to add that course through clearing later on. If you are an applicant that hasn't got a UCAS application form started at all, or you don't even know what UCAS is, then apply to us through the college website directly, and we'll guide you through all the steps that you need to take to be able to get an offer and secure a place on a course. So absolutely, there is always still time to apply. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you. Like I said, there's not too long left on the on this broadcast, so please do get in any questions that you might have now, anyone who's watching, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. I'm just going to pull out a couple of these. I know a lot of this stuff you've covered already in your very efficient presentation, but I suppose one really big one for people at the moment, especially for adult learners, would be about flexible study and how people will be able to study on these courses.
Yeah.
Can you give us a bit more on that, please?
I'll take that one, Nick. Yeah. We kind of design our courses even for full-time attendance. You'll find that you might be required to come into college only 2 or 3 days a week. When we timetable across 2 or 3 days, we try and keep them together so that there's not too many gaps during the week. So we kind of put them at the front of the week or put them at the end of the week, and try and keep things all together so it's efficient to allow our students, particularly the adult learners, to go out and continue with work commitments and family commitments. Of course, what COVID-19 has brought us really is that we've really advanced a lot of our online delivery. Now, we feel like the proper place to learn in colleges to come into classrooms, but we now do mix that up with more online delivery and online content. So that offers a bit of more flexibility, and then our programs also, some of them have part-time options, which will take you a little bit longer to do, but obviously the commitment is less in terms of your hours per week. So we feel we've got a really flexible study offer there, particularly for the adult market. Nick, thanks.
Brilliant. Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, I think we're going to have to wrap it up there, guys. It's time has flown during that. So hopefully we've covered everything that our viewers were interested in. Like I said, if you do have any questions or if you want to find out more, as Emma and Marco have pointed out, please go to the website. You can find all of the courses on there and more information about how to apply and what entry requirements you might need. And if in doubt, I assume people can get in contact with you guys directly.
Yeah, if you make a course inquiry through the Leicester College website, if you just make sure you put higher education or degree or some kind of word in there that means that our excellent customer service centre team forwards it directly to myself or Marco, and we'll get in touch with you directly to answer any questions that you've got. Thanks, Nick.
Brilliant. All right, thanks so much for joining us tonight, guys, and thanks for your presentation, and thanks to everyone who tuned in. You can join us for our next presentation at 6 o'clock. Well, the next one that I'll be presenting is at 6 o'clock with our National Career Service. Thanks a lot again, guys, and have a good rest of your evening.
Thanks, Nick. Have a good evening, everyone.
Take care, guys.